So, in the past 24 hours, we've had some crazy UFC news. Dan Hooker is no longer fighting Justin Gaethje, which is kind of upsetting. That was expected to be a banger fight, and it was like the one last piece for the lightweight division where we see like a war between two respected strikers in that division, in that weight class. You know, we've seen Dustin Poirier, Dan Hooker. We've seen Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. We were just missing that one piece, which was Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. And that fight is canceled. But Dana White announced last night that the new co-main event for UFC 313 is now Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev.
The new co-main event for March 8th. UFC 313 here in Las Vegas is going to be Gaethje versus Fiziev. Gaethje, I don't know how much I got to sell Gaethje to you. 13 performance bonuses in 13 fights. 20 of his 25 wins are by knockout. And Fiziev, in his last fight, was cut short due to an unfortunate knee injury. But prior to that, Fiziev had 6 straight performance bonuses, including the first time they fought, which was another badass fight.
It is the rematch fight. The first time they fought, it was March of 2023. It was actually a pretty close fight. A majority decision win for Justin Gaethje. It looked like Justin Gaethje was losing that first round. Then he overcame adversity and actually beat up Rafael Fiziev in the second and third fight. This is a long drought for Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev hasn't fought since September of 2023, and that was because he blew out his knee against Mateusz Gamrot. But yeah, this is going to be a great rematch fight. Actually, the best part of this news happening of Dan Hooker not fighting Justin Gaethje was the interaction between the lightweights in the division talking shit to each other. Dustin Poirier wanting to fight Justin Gaethje, and Armin and Dan Hooker going back and forth. Armin tweeted about Dan Hooker, "Karma doesn't miss, big mouth, glass hands, maybe just stick to talking instead of fighting." And of course, Dan the Hangman Hooker had to come back and said, "If only your dad pulled out quicker than your last fight." Roasted. Glass hand, haha, glass house. Of course, Dan the Hangman Hooker taking shots at Armin Tsarukyan. And then Dustin Poirier clearing up the allegations of him not wanting to fight Justin Gaethje. He said, "I'm the one who reached out to them when I read the news. Ask Hunter, all respect to you and Fiziev. Looking forward to this one again." And Justin Gaethje replied to Dustin Poirier on X, "I was just running back the crazy 48 hours I went through. I was not trying to imply any of you guys would not fight me. Armin was too heavy. Same with Charles. UFC obviously has plans for you at a later date, so they said that's a no-go." Dustin Poirier responded to this and said, "All good, bro. Glad you got a opponent. Can't wait to watch." The expected news is Dustin Poirier is most likely going to headline the Louisiana, the New Orleans card coming up in August, September, I think. So, of course, they're going to hold out Dustin Poirier. We could see a fight between, Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. Maybe we see the rematch between Dan Hooker and Dustin Poirier. There's going to be some big news, a big fight for Dustin Poirier in his retirement fight. But it's been a crazy 24 hours for the UFC. We also found out that Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell will be fighting on UFC 314, which is a great fight. But yeah, Justin Gaethje, he's coming back from his knockout loss to Max Holloway, looking to prove to the division and to Rafael Fiziev that he is here to stay and willing to fight for the belt one last time. I think this is a great fight. I'm actually favoring Justin Gaethje to beat Rafael Fiziev. I think Rafael Fiziev coming back 2 years from a knee injury, that's a lot to ask for from him. And the fact that he hasn't fought in that long and is fighting Justin Gaethje in 9 days, I think that's just too quick of a turnaround for him. But Rafael Fiziev is a great striker. He's strong. He's tough. He's one of the best Muay Thai strikers in the division, in the UFC too. But yeah, it's going to be a close fight. I'm favoring Justin Gaethje. I wouldn't mind seeing Fiziev win. It would, open things up in the lightweight division. But for Justin Gaethje, I want to see him kind of ride out in the UFC with some wins and, retire on top rather than getting beat up like he did against Max Holloway in their fight. But yes, this is just a little wrap up of what happened in the past 24 hours. Be sure to like, comment what you thought about the fights, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.